Welcome to episode 117 of The Endless Stream. I'm Aidan, and this week the podcast is Kevin and Brian, two artists, illustrators, filmmakers, and all-round shit talkers. Each week we take some of the endless stream of content brought to you through Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Spotify, Disney+, wherever you get your content, we take a chunk of it, we watch it, and we talk about it. This week the boys are talking about Secret Invasion, as well as upcoming DC casting. The new Superman got cast, and all the other news nonsense they can come up with on the spot. If you enjoy what you hear, please consider subscribing to the podcast, heading over to iTunes, Spotify, rating, reviewing, liking, subscribing. All those good things really help us out. On top of that, you can head over to Instagram at The Endless Cast, where we put up art and clips to go with each episode. It's a great place to suggest something for us to watch, send us a message, disagree with us, engage in the conversation over there. You can also send us an email at theendlesscast@gmail.com. All of that being said, let's get into the episode.
He's home. He's home in a couple of days. I don't want to say that because it's going to break his heart. But he is home on the 14th of July. And that's...
he can't celebrate the French independence over there.
No. Which is unfortunate because you know what?
Because they freed America.
Yeah.
He loves a good Bastille.
He does. Well, let's get this out of the way and off the top.
Okay, you were saying, speaking of the Americas.
Yeah, speaking of the Americas, did you watch the latest Secret Invasion?
Yes.
Thumbs up, thumbs down? Indifferent.
Really indifferent, yeah.
I'm liking this, to be honest. I am digging it.
Cool.
Because there's some parts where I walk away from the episodes. There's some things that I think are a little bit like. But look, at the end of the day, right? I don't know if I said this before. I think a part of my kind of how would you say my what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say like my affection or endearment towards a show is it actually kind of really just reminds me of like early 2000s kind of just like a sci-fi show that was fun. Do you know what I mean? Like shape-shifting aliens.
I hated those shows though.
Yeah, I know. I loved it. But that explains a lot, doesn't it? Yeah.
That's you and me summed up.
Yeah. Yeah. We would have
You liked Canadian science fiction shows and I hated them.
And we would have watched them together if we could. But yeah, so there you go. Yeah, like, do you know what I mean though? Like kind of.
I do.
I get a sense of it. I get a sense of that off it, but it's like better than that, you know. But because I like the art gallery scene. I thought it was very cool.
Yep. What was funny thing in that scene though was when Samuel L. Jackson, Nicholas Fury, and the other guy Gravik.
Gravik. Yep.
Kingsley Benadire, is that his name? Actor's name? Something like that.
Oh, who does Gravik?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure of his name.
Anyway, they're sitting in the cafe in the museum, presumably. And
Nick Fury's not there though. It's Talos or Talons, whatever his name is.
Oh, Talos, yeah.
It's Talos, sorry. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. It's Ben Mendelsohn, who's great.
Yeah, he's savage. He is great.
Really good.
He's so underrated, but also he's not because he's in these things, but he's savage. Yeah, he's great in everything.
But he gets up and threatens him at one point, and then it's revealed that everybody else in the room
is
a Skrull.
So I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, go on. I thought the same thing.
They all get up. Yeah, they all get up.
I thought
all the extras in the background get up and are revealed to be bad guys.
Yeah, Skrulls.
And they reveal this by shape-shifting.
Yeah.
And then they sit back down. And then when they sit back down, they go back to acting like extras.
Yes,
just
I know, which I thought
doing
was
fake talking
hilarious.
in the background. And it's like, what are they talking about?
Because if you look at it, there's like even one of the tables is like a young guy and a small old woman, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like they have this really imposing, intimidating moment. And then it just goes back to like normal cafe things. And it's just like this. And like then
it just goes back to background scene extra acting where they're just clearly just miming, not having a conversation. It's like, why would they do that? They've just revealed that they're Yuman's
like they go back to chit chat.
They would all just be staring at him.
Yes,
but they all just go back to let's pretend to be extras.
Yeah. Was that to keep their cover? Dumb. Like that there was potentially other humans could walk in? I don't know, but I thought the exact same thing.
If they had the whole room locked down, there's no other humans.
Even the server was I'd imagine was a Skrull, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought the exact same thing, man. That was so funny. I did think the exact same thing. Well, because it was like for all intents and purposes, cool, kind of cool scene, but it's just
immediately killed it afterwards.
Yes, yeah. It's like, why are they going back?
There's a woman in a shot right over his shoulder, just like a young woman, and she's just doing that mouth moving fake talking thing, and it's just like, funny. That's so dumb. It like in a real scenario, if it was a room full of a person's like backup or bodyguards pretending to be undercover, they wouldn't go back to being pretending to be undercover in the room once they've revealed we're actually.
Or if they did, it's kind of almost even scarier. If you think about it, you'd be like, what the fuck kind of scenario I'm in? These people are nuts.
Yeah. If they were all humans, maybe.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're,
shape-shifting.
It was just silly.
Yeah. Well, I know exactly what you're saying. I agree. That kind of took me out of it, but I did enjoy it. But also, kind of like, when he exited the gallery and the person bumped into him, I was just like, man, Spy 101, like, kind of deliberate. But then obviously he probably knew that anyways. But no, I like it. I do like it.
I don't hate it. I just kind of
you're indifferent to it.
Yeah, I'm kind of indifferent to it, and it does feel like I'm not too familiar with the story in the books, but it was one of the bigger stories they've told.
Yeah,
and they've seemed to have like pared it way down.
Yes,
it feels very television as opposed to being
a big epic,
an event that that they're telling across a TV show.
Yeah,
I
think
it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. But I don't.
I kind of get the feeling that they're going to start paring back the connectivity of these movies or something. I think there's change coming for sure. I know obviously you speculate about that online and you talk about it and stuff, but I think you're even just kind of from a kind of, from the perspective of like kind of seeing news coming out and versus what the news was, say, this time last year or 2 years ago, in regards to all this stuff. Definitely see, obviously the writer's strike is an element of that to a degree.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I think Marvel kind of just went a little bit too gung-ho with it.
Well, they definitely did. I mean, was it only 4 years ago when they first started announcing these shows? They announced this like massive slate of shows.
Yeah, technically, When I say like overly ambitious, like obviously they have a deep well of funds and
You see, that's the frustrating thing is that you can still get a great HBO show where you're watching it and just sit down and you're hooked and you're as engaged in it episode to episode as you would be for a 2-hour film.
Yeah.
And like they have access to all of that plus more money, Disney's resources in terms of like special effects and production and
getting who they want to get,
that stuff. Yeah. And they're just then kind of it's less than the sum of its parts,
Yes, I totally agree.
Like.
Yeah.
And that's just a bit.
Yeah.
I'm not mad or anything. I'm just like,
do they have the wherewithal to acknowledge that? And
I think they do.
Yeah,
I think they know.
I think
they know what's coming out. Like they watch this stuff as well.
Yeah.
They can tell.
Yeah, Iron Man was 15 years old today, I think, was it? Or this year?
Yeah, that seems right.
Mm.
Yeah. I feel like it came out in March or May, possibly.
I'll take your word for it, buddy. I can't remember. Cannot remember.
That was the same year The Dark Knight came out, is it? I think so. Possibly. Or was that 2007? I'm not sure.
The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
And it would have come out... If it came out the same year as that, it was before it, I would imagine.
Let me just see, because I would have thought...
I'm going to say March, April 2008 for Iron Man.
Iron Man 1, Irish. I still like that movie. I know it's not perfect and stuff, but...
I like it, but there's a point then where it just gets... Nothing happens after a certain point.
Yeah, that's
you can turn it off and you can watch it and have a great time, and then turn it off about 2/3 of the way through, and you're missing nothing. Is what it feels like.
Yeah, there's a part of it for sure Sorry, there's a part of it for sure where kind of like when I watch it, it's like, oh, I always forget about this part because it doesn't resonate whatsoever, and it's pretty much the ending.
Yeah.
24th, I think it was April 24th.
And then The Dark Knight was around July
24th.
You are going to have a good day. You're going to a thing.
I'm going to Decaf, Dublin Comics Art Festival.
Oh no, I got it wrong.
Oh no, I don't even drink coffee. Regular coffee would make me sick.
You could drink decaf if you had a problem with caffeine.
I do have a problem with caffeine, but...
so drink decaf.
No, but I don't like
problem
the taste.
Soft.
I don't like the taste of coffee.
Right. Problem not soft.
The only time I'd ever indulge in a coffee is when someone's encouraging me to have an espresso martini to wake myself up.
That's not really going to do it.
It's not really going to do it. No, I had one at a stag recently.
How did that go?
For that reason. Look, kind of... it was in Impala in Cork. Shout out to the Impala because it's a great venue and the staff there are class. Anyone's I've dealt with, they are all dead on and so nice.
Lovely bunch.
They are a lovely bunch. They really are. Bunch. But I had one there. No, it didn't. Sure, of course, it didn't do anything for me. More whiskey did the trick though. But sorry, what were we saying there? Before I got into this,
Decaf.
Oh yeah, Decaf. Yes, Dublin Comics Art Festival. That's on this weekend. By the time people hear this, it's over. But follow their socials. Dublin Comic Art Festival, I think it is. Follow their socials on Instagram, etc., and you will get to go to the next one. They're fairly regular in a sense, you know. We were at one maybe 3 months ago, and we're at this one again. Aidan and I, because I think he was promoting the Endless Stream. Yeah. He had a booth. I know, fair play to him. I went down and helped him a little bit, you know. But it's a great little show, and I'm meeting up with our friend Tara, and we're going to go down there. I think I'm going to bring the dog with us. Go down there, maybe grab some brunch, do a little walk around, see what's up. Excited.
Do you know where you're going to go for brunch?
Riggers.
Where's that?
It's kind of across the road from it, really.
Is it new?
No. It's not new. It's definitely not new. It's there a while. It's in Richmond. It's across the road from Richmond Barracks. It's amazing, and they do an amazing croque monsieur sandwich. They call it their croque, and it's mustard bechamel sauce with like a particular type of ham on sourdough bread with a load of cheese on top and a fried egg, and it's banging. And I
want that.
Yeah. Oh, Brian, next time you're here, buddy, I'll take you there. My little treat to my bestest boy. I'll bring you there, pal. You're my bestest boy. But
you're a good boy.
But yeah, dude, it's great. And you have to come up soon, just in case they change the menu. You never know. You never know with these things, Brian. You never know. You never know. And then the Hilton Hotel up the road from us here also do a croque monsieur. It's on a smaller scale. It's not as intense.
Some small is better. I don't like big massive stuff sometimes.
I was going to say it's not as intense, but it also scratches the itch when I don't want to be like kind of, oh my god, you're here again for another croque sandwich. It's just like, what? I'm going to have to come 4 times a day.
Have you had the ham and cheese toasty in the Royal Oak?
No, sure, we rarely...
It's good.
Okay, I must try it. We rarely go to the Royal Oak because if you're not there at like 5 o'clock on the dot, it's just rammed.
It gets busy.
Yeah.
Gotta get lucky.
I know.
Right. You try there next time.
I will.
Go there first and see if you get lucky.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure we've had one.
I got lucky before I was getting the train last time.
Oh, really?
I was in there. Yep. It was good.
Decaf will be exciting. Looking forward to it.
Did you buy anything there last time?
Yes, I bought some Morpho books. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Anatomy books, yep.
They're great.
Emer got me them for my birthday.
Awesome. Good books.
Yes, I'm also like kind of looking to get, and I was looking at them online. Not books now. Do you know those posable grey figures that kind of, anatomically correct? I saw a male and female pack on, I say anatomically correct. They don't have visible genitals. They don't have the genitals or pengenitals. But you know the ones I'm talking about, Brian.
I do.
I saw a pack of it was including deliveries, and it was £77, but it's coming from America, so it's surely I can get something better, closer. I don't know.
I know a shop in town that sells a brand of them.
Okay.
I can take a picture for you later.
Yeah, do.
I will do that.
Thanks, B.
And you can see if it's. I've seen really mixed reviews about those, but I've seen artists use them as well. So there's definitely a good version out there.
Yes, this is it.
There's also a crappy version.
Yeah. Look, and it needs to be a Revolution. But we'll see.
Now they might not have the male and female version.
Yeah,
they might though. I'll check.
Yeah,
do you know what? I'll check. I'll check.
I also started drawing a piece the other day of the Thing from the Fantastic Four in kind of very much traditional Irish attire, and instead of saying it's clobbering time, he's saying it's clattering time. But I don't know why I did it. I don't know why.
Because you had it in you.
I have a long list of things I need to do.
And you got to get it out.
Yeah, this is it.
So you only started it? You haven't finished it? Or
the drawing?
Yeah.
Oh, just very much thumbnail-y, sketchy time. Nowhere close to drawing. I'm working on some tattoo flash. For anybody who listens to me and gets tattooed by me, I'm currently working on 3 different flash sheets. One will be popular characters from 80s cartoons. The next is popular characters from 90s cartoons. And then the next will be popular characters from 2000 cartoons.
What were some popular 2000s cartoons?
Popular 2000 cartoons. Avatar, SpongeBob, Kim Possible, Justice League, Freddy Odd Parents, Ben 10, Powerpuff Girls in the 90s. Foster's Home for Educated Kids, X-Men Evolution, The Batman, Grim Tales, Other Grim Adventures, Bill and Mandy. Stuff like that. I'll send you, Brian, one of the sheets I did last night. And then 90s cartoons. Kind of, I'll have to do that as well. But
James Bond Jr.
Yeah, but you see, would people get that enough?
No.
James Bond Jr.
Captain Planet, maybe.
Captain Planet, I was thinking, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'll have to get on it. But and then doing probably a kind of a sneaky Cartoon Network sheet, because there's a lot of just good Cartoon Network shows.
Yeah.
I'll do a bonus Cartoon Network sheet or something. But let's not dilly dally on that too long. This weather can fuck off.
Just when you're sitting down, though, or when you're walking around, it's fine, isn't it?
Nah.
I like it. Puts me in a good mood.
That's fair. I also like the winter. Well, you know what? I'm kind of content with the weather 90% of the time, except for January and February, because it's a hard slog. But the only issue with the weather now is I'm going out in it, but I don't know it's should I wear a raincoat? And then if I start wearing my raincoat, it's it is raining, but I'm melting.
You need to buy a
poncho,
a Rain's jacket.
What
they call Rain brand.
Okay.
And they're super light.
Yes, I believe
you can buy a little short one, and you can carry it around, and it's no big deal. You can fold it up. You can fold it up into a square.
I have a Rain jacket like that, but it's actually too small for me. So
too small. Okay.
Yeah. But it's a nice.
These jackets are good. Good quality, but they're reasonable for what they are.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by them or anything.
We're not sponsored, but I mean, if they want to sponsor us,
if anybody's listening that wants to sponsor us, let us know.
If anybody's listening that wants to sponsor us,
I don't know,
especially Rain. I'll get the brand name right if you're sponsoring us.
Yeah, or
you have to pay me to get the name right.
Or anyway,
I'm not getting your name right if I'm not being paid. Come on.
Or I'll get sponsored by somewhere to do a Go Croc Mansour.
Yeah.
I mean,
How's that work? Do they give you one a week?
Oh,
free ones for life? What is it?
Free ones for life. Free ones for life. Yeah.
Will they deliver them?
They ought to. Because I'll probably be soon. I'll be too.
You'll be too large to go get them after eating all the free ones.
Yeah, I started watching The Whale. I can't watch it, to be honest. I'm far too conscious of the fact I'm watching somebody in a kind of big prosthetic suit, kind of grunting and making all the.
Yeah.
It's too active for me.
That is the biggest example of a comeback being completely orchestrated and strategized
by Imgur or whatever.
But not even that. Like just like Mark, whether his PR saw the kind of swell of support there and turned it into a thing, or whether they started it there, But just the fact that what would otherwise just be, kind of an exaggerated performance in the prosthetic suit became this story, this comeback story, and they gave him an Oscar for a comeback. And will we be talking about that film a year from now? Will we watch it again and go, what a performance? No, we won't.
Yeah, we rarely ever watch Oscar movies again, though, to be fair.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, just that's a pretty clear example of it just being...
Well, I think fair play to his PR team then. He's getting his money's worth, Yeah. But then again, the whole Batgirl thing did die on its arse. But,
It did.
It did. So, speaking of multiverse things, because was Mike Keaton meant to be in that Batgirl movie as well?
Yeah.
But, so after we were cribbing about, but I was cribbing. I think you may have
always
also.
cribbing.
I am always cribbing. Kev the Crib McNamara, crying about the multiverseness of everything, and it looks like Deadpool 3 is going to lean hard into the multiverse, and they're saying like the Deadpool kills the MCU or whatever, and it's going to be him going around with Owen Wilson and Hugh Jackman, killing or going to Electra's Daredevil, other X-Men ones, potentially, God only knows.
Like, one of the worst things about multiverse stories is just when it's a cameo meme fest thing,
which was The Flash,
which is what this is going to be times 10. This is going to be with added snarky humor. Like, who cares that Jennifer Garner's back?
I personally
just for a cheap gag.
Yeah, I personally can't wait. But that's because I love kind of all this multiverse stuff we're getting. I love seeing these people back. Especially
you have been saying that.
Especially when it's Marvel and now Deadpool is in the MCU officially. So grow up. Upon your recommendation last week, I watched Deadlock.
You did. You watched it all in a day?
No,
right?
God, no. No, I have a life. No, I watched an episode a night for...
My respect for you would have skyrocketed if you had told me you watched the whole series on Thursday.
No, I couldn't possibly. On Thursday, sure, I'm in work. It's like a 7-hour series.
That's why my respect would have skyrocketed. Sorry. Would be fit with work and
this tattoo
and life and everything.
But Emer and I enjoyed it immensely this week, and really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, brilliant show. I recommend it to people. Fun. It's on Prime, and it's a murder mystery set in the town of Deadlock in Australia, Tasmania.
Down in Tasmania.
And
there's a 90s character for you.
Yeah, Taz, the Tasmanian Devil. Yeah, I did like that show, but like some of those Looney Tunes shows weren't my favorite. Like I much preferred.
They weren't great.
They weren't great, but I much preferred like the Gargoyles, X-Men, Spider-Man, kind of just stuff like that. Some of the other cartoons were a little bit like not my type of cartoons, you know.
I hear that.
And Taz's father always wanted a glass of OJ.
Nice tall glass of OJ.
Yep. Yeah.
It stuck with us though, I guess, on some level.
Yeah.
Did I talk enough about Deadlock last week?
You didn't.
Or did I just say go watch it? Obviously, we don't want to spoil it.
You essentially said go. You essentially said go watch it. And yes, don't want to spoil it. But do
you think it'll get a second season? They've definitely set it up.
Do I want to?
That was a great joke to end on as well.
Yes, it was very, very good.
It was very funny.
Very, very.
I was
funny.
like, I hope it ends right here, and it did.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
It was good.
So yeah, all because like initially, kind of like basically it's a small town in Australia that a body ends up washing up on the beach. I think you did divulge some of this last week, Brian. But basically, kind of like it becomes very apparent that it's a serial killer or killers on the loose, and they're killing a bunch or men keep on washing up on the beach, murdered with their tongues cut out, and then the higher ups in the law enforcement send a detective to this small town to take over the investigation and to assist the investigation type of thing. And Eddie is that detective, And initially,
Detective Eddie.
Initially, I found them kind of the least likable because I just felt like where things were it's kind of like it's a black comedy to a degree. Would you agree?
Yeah.
They were a little bit too cartoonish for me.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Like this whole sellotaping the paper around their foot and stuff was just like you can be like disheveled and a liability or whatever. You can be like a loose cannon, but like you don't need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a step.
I had moments like that though where it sort of gets cartoonish.
It does.
That's kind of the show.
Yes. Yeah. Fair.
And that won't be for everybody as well.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But like again, saying that,
like when the men start singing We're the Voice.
Yes. Yeah.
And the guy sings the chant part first.
That was so awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I even said to Eber, like, I think that would have been better if he didn't do that and they all just burst into the song.
Yeah, if they all just... Yeah.
But like here, it's a really enjoyable show. Like, it's far stronger than it is I have any criticisms for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a really strong show. I really, really like it. And, very, very good show. I enjoyed it immensely.
I like the stuff at the start as well when the lurcher's on the bed. Just like using the voice with the lurcher. And then that joke comes back later when she's talking to the seal.
Yes.
Do you remember that? The nurse is on the bed. She's like, "Good girl, good girl."
yes, yeah. It's a great show.
Funny stuff like that.
Yeah, it is. It is a really good show. It's really, really good, and it's very inclusive. It has great representation, and it's nice to see that. It kind of.
It's cool as well that it's a show that's clearly. Yeah, like it's like you said, it's progressive without. Like a lot of people would see something like a lot of people would think that you can't make a show that's kind of dark and funny and edgy while also being progressive. Yeah, and this pretty much is like, no, fuck off. Of course you can.
It's a brilliant show. Yeah. It
kind of bump to that.
Yeah, it kind of flips. It flips. It flips. Kind of. Would you say Hollywood's
kind of better wrong
gender norms? I say Hollywood, even though it's an Australian show, but you know what I mean. But yeah, because it's like kind of like it's like I'm sure like women watching these type of shows would have been used to female characters always being secondary characters, always being a little bit more aloof or passive in scenarios or whatever. Where I like the kind of how they've kind of flipped that in this show, and like kind of all the main players are females, and then the more secondary passive characters are all men. Like the love interests are men. Do you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like like even like the police officers who are useless or incompetent are the main ones, or they're a little bit of a story driver in a sense. But it's like it's good. Do you know what I mean by that? It's like it's kind of like it's like really flipped it, but in a nice way. In a good way. Like obviously, more of it. But I really liked it.
I was kind of annoyed when I paused the show at one point, and it's got the IMDb rating for each episode.
Okay.
Every episode is like around 6.5 or 6.8
didn't see that.
Or something. It's like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Well, maybe it's too progressive for some folks.
It is, definitely.
Yeah. It's great. Like, I'm kind of trying also not to spoil things, but it's really, really good. And for a long time, you are kind of guessing who is it.
Yeah. It's a good whodunit.
Yeah. Were you disappointed? Were you disappointed with the whodunit?
No.
I think Emer was a little bit kind of disappointed to a degree, because like there is one stage where you kind of can call it or see it a little bit, but they still kind of keep you guessing to a degree. Yeah, they do their best to, But
I love, like, it's kind of hard to talk about it, but without spoiling it. But I love how they try to justify what they're doing.
Yes.
Like, you're a piece of shit.
Yes, and I love how they don't realize how hypocritical and how like they're just as guilty for doing what they're. But that's it, isn't it? Kind of like,
and that's funny in that
it's true. In a sense,
it's kind of poking fun at like that progressive thing as well. That some people think, just because I'm being progressive that I'm above any kind of wrongdoing. I can't possibly do anything wrong because I'm woke.
Yeah. It's brilliant. It's so funny. It's a great show. Let's not talk about it too much because we're going to spoiler territory. But I do recommend it. You might have seen it, but I don't know if you have. But I reckon I could imagine you might check it out. The Ashley Madison documentary on Disney Plus. I watched episode 1 of it so far, and it's just going into kind of, you know, the whole Ashley Madison thing. It's kind of just a deep dive into that whole situation. Ashley Madison was a website that encouraged married people to cheat, you know, but it's crazy. And I kind of
like 90% of the users. Was it 90 or 80 or something ridiculous?
Like, it was like, say, for example, it would be like, say if there's like 24 million men using it, there was like 4 million women.
Yeah.
Mental. And then, it's like, and then like, I kind of like, it was like how they were just a website doing whatever. And then a CEO got hired, or some guy got hired, and he became the face of it. And he was killing it. He was, you know, just all over the media talking about it. And like, you know, he was a great representation for it, you know. But you can even see them like slowly bringing his wife into it. Even though he's just like, yeah, we choose monogamy and that's our decision. But like, you know, if other people don't necessarily want to do that, and if they don't, we're here to facilitate that. But it's also like he brought his wife in to kind of also kind of appeal to women to come onto it as well, you know. But it's a really, really fascinating story of this adulterous dating website that just kind of, they say it very early into the documentary, like lots of people's information got leaked during a hack or something like that. But it's the whole story. Episode 1 is very, very good, and it's on Disney Plus now, and I do recommend it. It's wild. Yeah.
I started watching a Korean action show.
Oh.
Based on a recommendation my brother gave me.
Okay. Shout out to Dave. How are you, Dave?
It's cool.
What's it called, and where are you watching it?
It's on Netflix. It's called Bloodhounds.
Oh, okay.
And it's an action-oriented show, and it has some superb fight choreography in it.
Okay.
Very impressive fight choreography. It's crazy how good it is.
I can see why
for a TV show.
It came from Dave, but
are
you familiar with?
And the story's good as well. It's a good story,
yeah.
But like it won't be like the main. I think one of the main reasons to watch it is sexy Korean men taking their shirts off at every opportunity.
Yeah, why not? Yep.
And they wear short shorts as well. Top and bottoms.
Top and bottoms. Yeah.
They've got fine pair of legs.
Yep.
They're both boxers.
What, they're shorts or?
No, they're boxers.
Oh, they are boxers.
The two men are
athletically.
Boxers. Yes.
Yeah.
So that kind of fighting style on the fight scenes is kind of boxing driven.
That's pretty cool.
And it's really good. It's like it's like, no exaggeration, some of the best choreography I've seen in anything.
Are you and Dave already familiar with the kind of the stunt team behind it or anything, or no?
I haven't looked into them yet, but oops.
Sorry.
I haven't looked into them yet.
Okay.
But it's just really good. Like, it's better than a lot of the stuff in the last couple of John Wick films.
Okay, fair.
Better than anything in, given that Marvel have access to the same kind of stunt teams and money. Yeah. Better than so much of that.
Better than Extraction.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh wow, they actually paused there.
Yeah.
Did you watch Extraction too?
I did, and it was great.
Okay, I must watch it.
And that's what I want to hear out of your mouth.
Okay, yeah.
Have you watched it yet?
No, it's great though.
Okay.
It's great. Heard it's great.
It's good.
Okay.
There's an extended, like it's not one cut, one take.
Yeah.
But just even the execution of it, like you can see where they cut it. But it's just the fact they went, what if we do in a 20-minute extended kind of one take or shot like one take action set piece?
Yeah.
And it's really solid. And I saw people, Aiden shared something in the chat, and I was like, I'm not even going to respond to this because
I didn't see it.
Stupid. There's a part in it where they're on a train and they're being pursued by a helicopter, and the helicopter has guns.
Yeah.
And he goes to the back of the train and he's carrying like a light machine gun or a minigun or something himself. And he opens the shutter at the last car on the train, and the helicopter is right there. And the helicopter opens fire right down the middle. He has no cover, so he just leans back against the wall of the carriage, and there's a ladder.
Oh yes.
It looks like he's taking cover behind a ladder. It's like, of course he's not taking. They're not that stupid. They didn't plan a fucking 20-minute single take set piece and somebody go, oh yeah, he can just take cover behind the ladder. Like, they're not stupid. He's just leaning back because the guy's firing down the middle, and he's trying to make himself as small as possible.
Yeah.
Because the fire
Yes.
The gunfire it's on a moving thing, so it can't shoot straight at him. And yeah, he would get hit in a real scenario, but it's an action film, so of course he doesn't get hit. But he's not taking cover behind a ladder.
Yeah.
But I saw a load of people just laughing, going, "This movie is so fucking dumb." It's like, you're fucking dumb.
You're right,
Dummy.
Brian. Yeah.
You dipshit.
Yeah. Not me.
Get off my planet. Not you, because you love it.
Yeah.
You just said you love it.
I love it. I heard
we
it.
all heard you.
It's great.
I recorded it.
Yeah. These people need to grow up.
Anyway, it's good.
Okay.
It's a good film.
Yeah.
Good action film.
Fair.
Bloodhounds. Check out Bloodhounds for the action.
Okay.
Stay for the Korean drama.
Yeah, and
the short shorts.
Yeah, and lust over the attractive Korean men that get down and dirty. Okay, Bloodhounds.
In fights.
I'll check it out.
Not with each other.
Well, technically with each other.
I mean, technically with each other, and yeah.
Down and dirty doesn't mean...
They go back to back at one point.
Oof.
It's great.
Impressive. And in other news, Adam Driver and Margot Robbie seem to have dropped out of the running for Fantastic Four. And there's rumours that Matt Smith of... Is it the Doctor Who Matt Smith?
Yeah.
You know, a part of me kind of wants to like the guy, but I don't.
He's good in House of the Dragon.
Okay, you've seen that. Yeah, I haven't.
He's good in that. I mean, he's good in stuff, but I don't know if he's movie.
Is he? But is he like you know? Is he what they call it? A Reed Richards? Is he a good enough Reed Richards? God, I don't know who I want now. Is because I did like the Adam Driver Margot Robbie combination.
I can see that working.
I thought it was very strong. Yeah.
They used to do a really good job of like hiring relative unknowns.
I know, yeah, like kind of, yeah.
And you'd be like, who? And then you see them in the role, and you're like, oh, they were great. That was a good call.
Yeah.
And now they're not. And it'd be kind of cool to see them get some kind of...
You never know. Maybe with the news of Superman and Lois Lane being cast as, I'm not going to say relatively unknowns, but he is. She's not.
He is. She's not. She's won like Emmys every year for that, hasn't she? I think.
But she'd be relatively unknown to I think a certain portion of the MCU fandom, you know. But yeah, kind of like maybe
you said MCU there. I just want to point that out.
MCU.
Yeah.
Yes, why? Oh, it's because people are calling it the MCU now.
We were talking about Lois Lane, that's why. No,
I'm talking about Miss Maisel. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Brian.
Yes. Yeah. I just, our credibility is all we have, Kev, I mean, we're a nerd podcast, and if you're saying shit like that...
I was told this was not a nerd podcast.
Oh, no, it is.
Bullshit.
It's firmly nerd podcast.
Bullshit.
Unless we want to say stuff like that to outrage dorks and get them to comment and engage.
No.
Just rage bait them.
No, I don't want to deal with the usual dorks.
We don't want to rage dorks.
Nope. But it's like when people call it the MCU, it's just like, wow, genius. Let's see what happens. Matt Smith, not mad about, but yeah, let's see. It's still all up in the air. They want to get cast in that stuff quickly. Have you watched the Stan Lee documentary on Disney Plus yet?
Nah.
You going to watch it?
Nah.
I'll watch it. But
Loada Propoganda.
Yeah, I'll watch it, but I am painfully aware. Jack Kirby, the state, has commented on it. They've said things that I think are very true. At the end of the day, whatever your opinion about Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, any of the kind of the old debacles back in the day, or the old debates, it's like they probably wouldn't have been able to do it alone.
Sure.
But
he didn't do it alone either.
No, absolutely not. No.
And the documentary should be about all of them.
Yeah, they should really do.
And they're kind of rewriting history.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they really do.
And that's the thing. It's like, they wouldn't have been able to do it without him.
Yeah.
But it was a partnership.
Yeah.
And they're giving all the glory to one guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It is true.
And for that reason, I shan't be watching it.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. I'll watch it. I'll check it out. I haven't watched it yet, but I will check it out. But yeah, we'll see. I'm a massive fan of Jack, and like I probably kind of I consider put it this way, like kind of, I consider Jack more in terms of even my consumption of comics now. Like I look towards Jack Kirby stuff more than I look towards Stan Lee. You know what I mean? Like, as in, like, if I could see Stan Lee wrote a story, like, whatever. If I see Jack Kirby was on it, it's like, yeah, I'll get it. Jack Kirby's art is going to be sick. Jack Kirby, he really was one of the greatest comic book artists of all time. Because somebody could come out with his stuff now and it still look class.
I don't know.
I love it, man. I love it.
I don't dislike it. I just, like, I don't know. I think when that many people are saying that kind of thing so emphatically, I just, can we just dial it down a bit?
Fair. I used to, like, I remember getting the comic books back in the day, and it'd always be old stuff printed in the back, and I kind of skip through it, or depends on who was in it or what kind of story it was. But but I'd skip through it. But like as I get older, but I suppose I see like a real transition from Jack Kirby to Mike Mignola to
Sure, but like the thing is, like, anybody inspired by, excuse me, what are you doing?
We have a puppy situation.
Me too. Anybody inspired by something like that, right? It can be that important to them. It can be that important to you. And I'm not saying it's not. And it can, to you, it can be the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
And if it then drives you to kind of go create stuff, and you go create stuff, it gets distilled and it gets better and better. Like, there are artists out there now who maybe think they owe their whole career or their love to this thing, and they are unquestionably better.
Oh yeah,
than the thing that inspired them, and they wouldn't see that because they can't see it because they're like, no, it was so important to me. It's like, no, because you saw this great thing, it inspired you, it lit a fire in you.
Yeah,
and it'd be bad for art
if you were never to.
If things didn't get better as a result of something,
but
so like I totally see the importance he had, but he's not the greatest thing ever. Like, we need to leave space for new things to be the best thing ever too, because otherwise it stagnates.
Yeah, for sure. I completely
and we just get stuck
that.
Then kind of worshipping stuff from the past.
But
I don't like that.
But I just think, kind of, when you think about the way comic books looked at the time and the stuff Jack was doing was pretty class. Like, it was so good. But I like that blocky kind of
I like that stuff too.
Yeah.
It's just like, it just kind of reminds me. There's I'm not certain of his name right now. I won't say it. Is it Magnuson? There's a chess player, right? Mm-hmm. And he's a chess prodigy.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Everybody all the time. Yeah. And it's that.
It's
a good day for chess when he loses.
Yeah.
Because the game is growing. It's expanding.
Yes. Yeah, I understand that.
He might be the best. He is the best for a long time.
Yeah.
But every time he wins, it just means that the game has peaked.
Yes.
And if Kirby's still the best of the best 60 odd years later, then art has stagnated.
Yeah. I don't think he's the best
and it's
of
peaked.
the best. I think it's if his work came out
that's
now.
just kind of where I'm coming from when I hear people say stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, no, like, there's so much better stuff came after. And he might have inspired the stuff that's better, but I just hate insisting that this has to be the best.
Well, I know you're
so
saying,
much better stuff came
after. It's
after.
kind of like I know. Yeah.
So much better stuff came after.
I know the kind of mentality.
And they were probably inspired by him, but
can
we just stop pretending that it peaked there?
But
I'm not. That's not like, I know you love it. I'm not. I
definitely don't think
I'm not trying to shit on that.
But I'm just talking about in terms of basically kind of the style he was doing at the time, and just kind of like how kind of it still holds up to the degree, but but it's also dated looking in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, but
and he did plenty of fucking wonky drawings.
Yeah, but sure. Look, you produce that many,
because he was so new, you kind of look past it. People look past it because stuff didn't have those colors previously as well. It was as much part of the color printing and stuff.
Yes,
that made it this big bold thing.
Yeah.
If his stuff would have been printed like stuff from 30 years earlier, would it have been as impactful?
I do like what they call it. his stuff when it's more black and white, to be honest. I just got a notification there. Shout out to Ben Hennessy. Ben Hennessy posted these on Blue Social, this Blue Sky Social or something. I was messing going, you got any of those invite codes? Because everybody's going mad for them. But he just said not yet. But I'm not interested. I wasn't on. It's just Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, so I can't. I'm not good. Well, I'm not on Twitter.
Why do we need more social media just so it can fucking burn down again?
Yeah, exactly. I don't need it. And I don't think it's going to be it's for Twitter people. It's not.
If I don't migrate to a new platform, and if I end up never being on social media, that'll be a beautiful thing.
Yeah, if you're not relying on it for your business.
Absolutely.
Them's the breaks. Them's be the breaks. Because we're talking about comic book artists and the different things we like and stuff. And one of my all-time favorite comic book artists is now doing in October. It's going to come out. Daniel Warren Johnson will be doing a Transformers comic, inspired by the Gen 1 Transformers and designs and stuff, which is cool. That's kind of, if I read a Transformers comic, it's kind of that's the one I want to read. Do you know what I mean? I don't really want to read. Not that I have an issue with them, because somebody told me that one of them is meant to be absolutely brilliant, and it was well worth checking out. But I just haven't read it.
I just don't care.
But I'm a massive Daniel Warren Johnson fanboy, so I will be absolutely checking this out. Have you seen any artwork for it or anything?
I don't think I have. No.
So he's kind of picking, like, he has his Autobots team and his Decepticons team, and on this Decepticon team, he has Skywarp, Rumble, Laserbeak, Soundwave, and Starscream, which is some of the cooler Decepticons, particularly Soundwave and Starscream. Starscream. Starscream is the really high-pitched voice lad, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And then his Autobots team is Ratchet, Wheeljack, Cliffjumper, Arcree, and Optimus Prime.
RC.
Oh, that's it. Sorry. Yeah, RC. Oh, I would have thought that was RC, not RC, the way they've spelled it. But anyways.
Yeah, well, they pronounce it RC.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's... Yeah.
But cool. Check out the artwork. It's really, really cool. And he basically just he was trying to draw it, because I watched one of his live streams and he was talking about it. I don't know if I talked about this already. But he's basically just using the toys as kind of a reference for him and how the joints look and stuff, It's gas.
Sorry, just Stuart and Marla looking at each other, and Stuart just kind of went, oof. And then I looked at him and he was like, was I not supposed to? I was like, no, you're not, Stuart.
That's hilarious.
I'm supposed to back it.
Who names the dogs?
Some of them are chosen by the public.
Okay.
So they'll have, you can sponsor a pup or something like that, and you get to name it, you get to choose a name. But I think every year, all the pups will be the same first letter.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you pick a name, it has to start with. So this year they're the S.
Yes.
S-litters.
Fair.
Slitters.
Suppers. Oh, jeez. So what's the Instagram page, Brian?
Irish Dogs for the Disabled.
Yes. So if Brian works with the folks at the Irish Dogs for the Disabled, and you should go follow them and give them support, and
sponsor a puppy,
and you should share it, and I should sponsor a puppy. I will, but you should share it, you should follow it, you should encourage other people to share and follow and all that good stuff, and sponsor, because you will be looking for some funds that need to be raised, right?
I mean, always.
Yes, always. Me as a charity. So
that's the nature of charities.
Yes, yeah. But so do that.
Do that, please.
Do that, please. And if you don't
do that, please.
And if you don't do it, you should grow up and do it. I'm particularly talking to the children out there with no bank accounts. Grow up and do it. Get it done.
Grow up. Get a bank account.
Yeah. Would you get a bank account? I'd encourage my child not to. If I had children.
Right.
Live off the grid.
Money in the mattress.
Oh yeah, live off the grid. No social media presence whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah.
So you won't be on Threads.
I won't be on Threads, Brian. Will you be on Threads?
No.
No, I think I'll avoid Blue Sky. I think I'll avoid Threads. It's bad enough I'm on Instagram.
See, you might have to because business.
Do you think it's like, is it going to take off? Like, kind of, it's but
it doesn't matter if it does it or not. It's just it's another tool or platform. So
I'm not going to join in just yet. I'll gauge it and see what the crack is. I don't really want to. I don't need, as you said, don't need more social media stuff. It's hard enough to kind of keep the ones I have going at the moment. But I'm also working on a little rebrand for myself as well.
rebrand.
Yeah, which is it's work. Threads though, I heard, does something kind of like if you have a Threads account or you sign up for Threads, because it's through Meta and stuff, like you have to sign into your Health app on your phone and all this kind of stuff. Like it kind of, apparently it takes like some weird information from you, but I'm sure you can do that whole ask app not to track thing and it's whatever.
Possibly. I know it's part of Instagram basically, so it's tied to your Instagram account.
Oh shit.
So if you then want to delete Threads afterwards, you'd be deleting your Instagram.
Ooh, so be careful.
I don't know if that's your account or just the app. As in, your account might still exist and you wouldn't have the apps on your phone. Or if you want to delete your account, would you have to delete your Instagram? Well?
Oh, jeez.
Possibly, yes.
Okay, so be wary.
Mm-hmm. Always read the end user agreement.
The T's and C's.
T's and C's.
Couldn't possibly right.
Ask somebody else to summarize them.
Do you know who I'll talk to? Our friend Catbags.
A robot.
Or a robot.
Or Catbags.
Yeah. Catbot or Catbags. Yeah, they'll know.
Catbot.
Catbot.
Metacat.
Oh, Metacat. Oh my god.
That's a new nickname for her. Metacat.
She'll hate it.
Metacat.
No, she'll probably love it.
She'll like it more than Catbags. She hates Catbags.
But I feel like we had a hand in that. But I think it's time to skedaddle.
Skedaddle. I gotta meet.
You're skedaddling.
I gotta meet Pete in an hour.
Yep, I'm gonna skedaddle. Here, but Brian, this has been a real experience. Don't let anybody ever tell you that this didn't happen.